I picked you because you're definitely my type on paper. He's a like to the T. Yeah. You're a like for sure. 100%. I don't like gassing that up.
When I first walked in, I saw it. Oh yeah, that's the one.
I can kiss people that I like. Like what the? You're lying.
It was so disrespectful. Like I wouldn't do no like that.
I'm not easy.
I love that.
Is your heart racing? Something else racing?
I cannot express how angry I've been.
So how did Love Island USA go from being last summer's breakout hit to what people are now calling the worst season ever?
Amaya Papaya is the only reason why I'm continuing Love Island USA Season 7 because this is arguably the worst season of Love Island USA ever.
There was scandal after scandal. 2 islanders, Yulissa and Sierra, removed for racist comments made on social media. Another, Huda, accused of saying the N-word during an old lip sync video. AI memes so unhinged, I had to close the app.
We're voting out Jeremiah. He's getting all the hugs.
You gonna carry me or make me walk?
Swim, bitch.
Fan-led smear campaigns, TikTok accounts dedicated to character assassination, and a fandom acting like judge, jury, and executioner. The internet turned into a courtroom, and TikTok became the guillotine. People were doxxed. People were calling ICE on contestants' families. Love Island stopped being about finding love and became a morality game show, a place where punishment got more screen time than connection. And it begs the question, what did we turn this show into? I've been watching Love Island since the UK's season 2 in 2016, and I'm not mincing words when I say it wasn't just the Islanders who made this season messy. It was us.
Love Island USA will never be the same again, unfortunately. Like, I think it's become way too deeply embedded into cultural consciousness. Like, there's just too many people watching it and having opinions on it and starting discourse, whatever, and the fans are so parasocial that it's reached a point in its cultural life cycle where it doesn't just exist on its own for entertainment. The viewers are no longer passive. Not that they were ever fully passive, but now they're just way too involved that it's created this, like, hyper-aware ecosystem.
Season 7 exposed the audience just as much as it exposed the cast. We were feral, and I don't agree with a lot of the fan behavior I saw. But before we go there, I have a confession to make. I love reality TV. Not ironically, not as a guilty pleasure. I love it because it tells the truth in the messiest, most mediated, most artificial way possible. People love to drag it. They call it brain rot, but reality TV is one of the most revealing cultural texts of our time.
Friendly reminder that the smartest person you know watches reality TV. And so for those of you who are currently hyper fixated on Love Island USA, just like I am, you're smart.
It's a pressure cooker, a micro society, a curated simulation of real world dynamics, class, race, gender, beauty, power, laid bare for public consumption. Before filming this video, I wrote 3 Love Island essays before I landed on this one, just because there was so much to say. And it's personal. When we watch shows built on love or chaos or social strategy, we don't just judge, we project, we reflect, we react, we see our traumas, our coping mechanisms, our dating patterns, and our rules for love, even the ones that we swear that we've outgrown. That's why we have such visceral reactions to it. That's why you scream at the TV when you think someone's being love bombed, because your last situationship did that to you.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
But this season in particular went further than any other I have seen, because the audience didn't just watch the show, we became a contestant in it, and one of the most unhinged and problematic.
If Shelly and Alandra are mean girls for like 10 minutes of a reality TV show episode, what does that make you? The person sending death threats, the person doing character assassinations, going to people's pages being like rah 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 rah, making fun of people's appearance, making racist remarks. Like, you're not a mean girl vigilante, you are the mean girl. And guys, I've been saying the mean girl in the villa, it's not Huda, it's not Alandra, it's not Shelly, it's you, the audience.
The villa was not just shaped by producers or in-game alliances this time, it was shaped by us, our projections, our sympathies, our outrage. Islanders adapted their behavior not just to survive the show, but to survive us as viewers. Love Island stopped being a love story and it became a control game. We didn't reward vulnerability, we punished deviation from our own scripts of morality. The Islanders players were hyper aware, they were overperforming, and they were emotionally burnt out from, being under surveillance 24/7. And the fans were divided, obsessive, and extremely messy online.
Let me tell you something. Huda could say the N-word right now, and I still wouldn't like Shelly and Alandria.
And to that girl, Nadia, you have no right to defend Shelly and Alandria because it's due to your actions that helped contributed to this disgusting and just completely abhorrent racism that Shelly and Alandria are experiencing right now.
One Redditor put it best. This feels like late-stage capitalism island. And they weren't wrong, because this season revealed a lot of things. The importance of optics in the villa, emotional performance under surveillance, and about how the audience became the most powerful and the most volatile player in the villa. We did more than just critique behavior. We curated it. We nitpicked the hell out of these islanders. We bullied. We memed people into villains. We wrote narrative arcs that production couldn't even predict. We became both the narrator and the punisher. And it got so bad that the show had to issue an on-air message asking viewers to stop the harassment.
Last night, the production calling out cyberbullying in a statement on air. We love our fans. We love our islanders. We don't love cyberbullying, harassment, or hate.
And as someone who's been close to the Love Island franchise for 9 years, it's easy to see why there have been 3 suicides linked to people from the franchise. So in this video, we're gonna unpack how season 7 collapsed and what that collapse tells us about race, gender, beauty, and the emotional economics of digital fame. Because for me, this was more than a bad season of Love Island. It was a live experiment in performance, punishment, and audience morality. And all of us were playing the game, honey. I've got a text! Oh wait, it's a scam. I'm the kind of person who lives for loyalty programs. I sign up to all of them. And on my birthday, I go full scavenger hunt in my inbox and I claim every single freebie because it is hard out here. But there was this one time I signed up to one and I started getting these random calls from strangers right in the middle of Love Island too. Annoying. They were from international numbers from all sorts of places, Australia, America, even the Philippines. And they sounded really nice, even though they were obviously trying to scam me. Very give us your bank details and you'll ascend beyond capitalism energy. And I'm the kind of person who can't hang up on someone without feeling bad. I'm out here emotionally supporting my scammer through his pyramid scheme. So when I found Incogni, I felt like someone had voted the scam calls out of the villa. Basically, companies are out here collecting and selling your personal information without you having any idea. Things like your full name, your email, your home address, gender, phone number, education, your relatives, your SSN, your employment history, even your shopping habits. It's all for sale. And you can ask them to delete it, but it would take you ages. I'm talking years. So Incogni does it all for you automatically. They contact the data brokers, argue back, and keep you updated through your dashboard. Because yeah, I was definitely not going to do that myself. And now they've leveled up because with their new unlimited and family unlimited plans, you get custom removals. Find your info on a creepy people search site? Just point it out. Incogni's privacy agents will remove it for you. I checked my dashboard a week in and boom, dozens of removals, less spam, fewer weird emails, and a drop in awkward scam calls mid-Love Island episode. Thank God, my social anxiety could not handle it anymore. So I'm looking at you. If your inbox is chaos or your phone thinks it's a call center, do yourself a favor, go to incogni.com/Aphrodisia and use code Aphrodisia to get an exclusive offer of 60% off.
Say what?
I said get 60% off Incogni at incogni.com/Aphrodisia or just click the link below to start taking your personal data off the market. Oh, and don't forget to use code Aphrodisia. Okay, back to scheduled programming. To really understand why people are looking at this season the way they are, we have to go back to season 6.
Bitch. Suck my dick, whatever you've heard about me, times it by 1,000,000.
Bitch, y'all are messy.
He's too nice, and his jeans are really tight.
Season 6 was actually really wholesome. It was Love Island at its peak. We had real connections, genuine friendships, actual couples who stayed together. Even the emotional drama had payoff. It felt earned and not just chaotic. There were arcs, there was growth, there were funny moments, learning moments. In TikTok, it was mostly just cute edits of people falling in love and doing dumb dances in the dressing room. There were stakes, there was structure. The show had a center. It knew what it was trying to be. But during season 7, that center collapsed. From the very beginning, the format felt broken. There were 4 key forces that helped define that collapse, in my opinion. Racialized desirability, who gets grace, who gets villainized, whose softness is protected, and whose emotions get punished. Gendered morality, we saw this again and again. Who gets to express anger, who gets labeled toxic, who gets called a girl's girl, and who gets iced out for stepping outside the box. Audience surveillance, obviously a big one. This season, the public wasn't just watching, we were shaping, punishing, rewriting the show in real time, and emotional performance as strategy. Feelings weren't just real, they were curated and framed and optimized for virality. Emotional labor became gameplay. It started off looking pretty normal. We had bombshells, cringe flirting, a few early frontrunners, but then came the slew of scandals. Yulissa got dumped so fast I forgot that she was even on the show after her racist tweets resurfaced. And just 1 week before the finale, Sierra Ortega was removed after anti-Asian slurs came out.
Yeah.
Her family had to ask the public to stop sending death threats. But the intensity wasn't just happening outside the villa. The villa itself was a pressure cooker.
This can't be true!
Emotionally, morally, and strategically. Dumpings were erratic, power kept shifting, challenges meant nothing, recouplings stopped having consequences, and somehow the audience had more influence than the show itself.
It's been a really tough season for a lot of reasons. I think for them, for Islanders who were eliminated, I think for me, there's been a lot of stuff that's just been crazy.
The game wasn't about love anymore. It was about survival. And even then, no one knew the rules. The Love Island formula that I had grown used to, even started to find a little bit predictable, was suddenly gone. And in its place, a messy, formless experiment with no emotional logic. Here's what I mean. Couples weren't encouraged to stay together. Savage dumping split people up constantly, preventing people from forming lasting relationships, and Islanders were told to stay open and explore to the point that fans started calling it Friend Island. There were no real romance arcs, hardly any cute dates, barely, I want to couple up with this guy because moments. Just endless mingling and talking about nothing. And because of this, Casa Amor, one of Love Island's most pivotal plot devices,
I can't hear shit. Oh my fucking god.
got completely gutted because there were no real stakes. There were no, couples. And by the last week, we still had Islanders exploring with 0 couples to root for outside of Nick and Sierra, who obviously got split apart by racism. Movie night was cancelled, and this season really needed one. With all of the side chats and manipulation and backstabbing, it would have exploded the whole show.
We want Free Willy.
You can whisper that in my ear later. There's a lot of sexual tension, isn't there?
Maybe.
I think you do bring out a cheeky side in me.
Yeah.
I feel like I gravitate towards you a little bit.
Yeah. You make me nervous. I don't want trouble.
So what are you doing?
Sorry.
Don't apologise. There is no need.
It ended good, it ended really good. He realised what mistake he made and he said he loved her. Did you actually touch his dick?
Yes. Did you not see that?
Tried to cuddle me in bed and I went, that's naughty, that's not what's going on. Swear to God.
Instead of letting viewers vote who to dump, they would always let Islanders save someone. There were very few recouplings, no good speeches, no suspense. Bombshells weren't even bombshelling. And one of the biggest criticisms that a lot of fans made is that they cast influencers instead of regular people, like Ace, who already had a TikTok following and gave Short King choreographer energy, or Sierra Ortega, who walked in with a verified Instagram and a manager, people who clearly understood the game before stepping foot in Fiji.
played these games before!
Unlike season 6's raw characters, they came ready to perform. The result was a villa engineered for conflict, clout, and chaos, not connection. Islanders were hyper aware of being watched. They were performing, calculating, influencing, and being influenced. What made these early seasons so special in Love Island was that it felt like normal people were showing up and just being awkward and raw and messy and themselves, real. This year, everyone knew the game. Most people had a brand ready to go, and the viewers didn't like it and ended up rewarding Islanders who came across unfiltered, like Amaya Papaya and Huda.
Come, be unbothered, come. I am unbothered, I'm relaxed.
In the long list of things that doomed this season, The Bachelor's producers were brought in to shake things up. And we saw the show start to throw things at the wall with no plan and go against Love Island formula that had made the franchise so loved in the first place. They took away all of the mechanics that helped build tension, connection, and romance, and replaced them with chaos. A format that used to be about emotional progression from flirtation to connection to trust just became a chaos machine with no emotional logic. The audience, the real bombshell. And into that confusion came us, the fans, the viewers, the Reddit thread runners, the TikTok detectives, the parasocial prosecutors. Before we talk about gameplay, strategy, or emotional labor in Love Island, we need to talk about one of the messiest characters this season, us. Because the audience wasn't just watching Love Island this year. We became the most powerful, the most volatile contestant in the villa. We basically moved into the villa with how involved in people's business we were. We ranked people, we campaigned, we got contestants dumped, we bullied them into character arcs the producers didn't even script. This was definitely late stage capitalism island, a place where you are constantly performing, not for love, but for protection, not just to be chosen, but to be defended. It was literally like the Hunger Games in there. Through Reddit threads, TikTok edits, live voting, backlash campaigns, and meme propaganda, the line between viewer and participant collapsed entirely. We were not just watching. Viewers were editing, narrating, punishing in real time. We had power, and I don't think that we used it responsibly. We were shaping the show alongside the producers with our projections, our TikTok stitches, and our moral frameworks. And watching us became part of the entertainment of the show. We created our own aftersun on TikTok, basically, with all of the memes and the commentary and the stitched think pieces. Sometimes they were more engaging than the show itself. But the longer it went on, the darker it got. Because I don't think that we just critiqued the Islanders, we bullied them, we memed people into villains, we created entire arcs out of micro moments, and then turned around and demanded apologies that we were HR. It got so extreme that Love Island producers had to air an on-screen statement begging fans to stop bullying contestants. And that's not normal. Then came the AI memes, a whole new level of Unhinged I have not seen on the internet.
I can't believe Nick is gone. He was my second in command.
Guess who?
They didn't kick you out.
We have to vote Jeremiah off. He is stealing the Latina baddies.
Yes, Daddy Ace, we will always follow you.
Sir, yes, sir, Daddy.
Jeremiah's out. Now we get all the huzz.
My Daddy Ace will always follow you.
We bow down to you, Daddy Ace. We love you and follow you.
We bow down to you, Daddy Ace. We love you and follow you.
Ace became a TikTok genre. He was face swapped with Regina George, AI'd into a toddler, edited into a cult leader, barking orders at like Nick and Taylor. And yeah, some of it was funny. I will admit that I laughed too, but eventually it just stopped feeling like fun and commentary, and it started feeling like digital humiliation because some of what was said and made was just mean and below the belt. People picked sides and stopped at nothing to tear down anyone who stood in their way. And whether they started under the guise of protecting someone who they believed to be a good person, the things that they did and created to protect them went way too far. I get it if you don't like how someone played the game, but mocking someone's height, calling someone a rat over a TV show, calling CPS on Huda's baby.
You guys called CPS on Huda?
Calling ICE on Sierra's family. Like, it's just too much. I went into Ace's Instagram and saw comments under a lot of his posts using slurs like this one. Someone get this M off the show. I can't stand him. Like, this is just crazy behavior. A lot of people making these memes and comments need to ask themselves, what would people say about you if cameras were on you 24/7 while you tried to flirt, survive, and hold it together in the pressure cooker that is Love Island? Like, I'm sure we'd see some ugly parts of you too.
You're ugly, you're disgusting, I'm gonna kill you, give me $200.
This was like meme discipline, public punishment delivered through algorithmic applause. Ace's height, his tone, his confidence, everything became a target. And I honestly think that this was cyberbullying in the age of generative content. And I'm sorry that I lived long enough to see this. Hey guys, so it's that part of the video where I tell you guys to subscribe to me because my mom told me to, and if I don't, she'll be really mad at me. So please subscribe so I don't get in trouble from my mom. It really helps this channel and it really helps me to see that you guys are actually liking the content. And also just welcome to the family. Like, I love having you guys here. So yeah, thanks. Okay, so that's a lot of setup, but let's start looking at how this stuff actually played out in context. Let's talk about Huda and Jeremiah.
Flies. He's a fucking bitch.
What'd you say?
Because of the fact that he had a great day with Iris, because of what we're going through, he's using her as a fucking scapegoat so that he can fucking stay in the game.
Wait, what are you
I just sat there and listened to every fucking thing he was fucking saying.
The drama that got a lot of people hooked onto the season. So they started strong. It felt like they were genuinely into each other. Jeremiah showed interest in Huda from the beginning, even only accepting a cheek kiss from Yulissa, which people ended up calling love bombing. Sorry, but some of us really need to understand what love bombing actually means. It was the kind of early connection that had people thinking that it was going to be endgame. But as the season went on, we started to see the cracks, mostly in Huda.
I fucking crashed the hell out. The whole of America saw that shit. But there's more to me than a crash out.
Jeremiah started pulling back and Huda got more reactive, especially during challenges or when new bombshells would enter the villa and would have to kiss Jeremiah.
I'm stealing your man. I have to do what I have to do.
He's not very distracted.
I'm not gonna lie, it was fire. Like, I remember, like, when I went to pull back and then she pulled me back in. I was definitely a good kiss.
She basically marked her territory.
That bitch is fucking messy.
And was absolutely horrible to the new bombshells that showed interest in Jeremiah unprovoked. She was controlling, and you could literally see Jeremiah starting to shut down and basically get the ick from all of this behavior. He felt like he was being controlled and he wasn't the best at communicating it. Behind the scenes, you had this trio, Ace, Taylor, and Nick, whispering in Jeremiah's ear. You know, you locked in too soon. You need to stay open. You need to start exploring other connections. And at first, Jeremiah resisted, but eventually, after all of Huda's theatrics, he ended up listening to them. And when the public voted for him to recouple with Iris, Huda lost her ish.
What?
Congratulations, Iris and Jeremiah. Iris, you can go take a seat next to Jeremiah.
What the fuck? Like, makes no sense.
You're good, babe. Huda, how are you feeling?
Like I got slapped in the face. I think it's fucked.
By America, you think?
Yeah, by whoever voted, yeah. For that, yeah.
Yelling, crying, name-calling. It was actually horrible. And I think Huda stans have downplayed just how bad this behavior was. And a lot of people were divided on the situation. One side said that Jeremiah love-bombed her and dropped her once she got emotional. The other side said that he was trying to leave a dynamic that felt toxic and unhealthy. And I agree with that because it was very toxic and unhealthy. He kept saying that he didn't want drama and he just wanted to be in a healthy connection. And honestly, a lot of people agreed with him and he got a lot of love outside the villa. But at some point, the fight wasn't even about them anymore. And then there was Ace, the villa's unofficial CEO, emotional strategist, and low-key Mean Girls ringleader, at least according to social media. He was built, he was well-groomed, attractive, but let's be honest, he gave Short King with something to prove energy. And he teamed up with Nick and Taylor, and together they formed this little micro power block.
It's time for war. We're voting out the 6'7" guy. Let's do it, Daddy Ace. Let's do it, Daddy Ace. He's tall, but not safe. But not safe.
And together they started shaping the narrative in there. But the moment that really turned the public against him was the Jeremiah vote out. Here's what happened. Jeremiah had just recoupled with Iris, but he was getting on with bombshell Andrina, who came in hot. Like literally like, I'm here to take your man after blah, 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 blah.
I'm stealing your man. I have to do what I have to do.
After he was trying to find his feet after Hudagate. Then came a surprise public vote for the public's favorite islander, and Jeremiah landed in the bottom group and was vulnerable. And the boys, Ace, Nick, and Taylor, had the power to decide which boys stayed, and Jeremiah was voted off in a decision that shocked everyone.
There's no right answer to this, and there's no wrong answer to this. You know, seeing what America sees, seeing the way each person has, you know, moved in here when they got in here. This is nothing personal. We put friendships all aside and just base it off like the bigger picture and the facts and everything we've been seeing. So the boy we want to dump is Jeremiah.
The second that Jeremiah kissed Andrina, he became a threat, and the trio basically voted him out to save themselves.
I think that's the type of person he is. How I feel about it is his type came through the door. He's exiting off everybody who's near him. Also, yeah, that's a friend. We just strictly friends. Zooming in on one person, and it's repeating a cycle. The same thing he did with Huda.
TikTok lost it. People clocked everything immediately. These boys were strategizing, and they were trying to control the board, and the audience saw everything. Then came the memes. Absolutely unhinged. And some of it at the time, like I said before, it was funny. I'm not gonna lie, I laughed. But it just turned really cruel really fast. Ace got memed into a full-blown villain, and every possible insecurity, his height, his tone, his leadership, his style, became viral content. And I'm honestly really sad that Ace has to come out of the villa and see all of that, because I don't think he really deserved it given the situation. But what I find interesting about this whole situation is that even though Jeremiah had so much public sympathy, so much so that people turned the entire boys alliance into a TikTok villain origin story, Huda, the very person that he had all that drama with, got a redemption arc. People understood her emotional spiral. They empathized. They gave her grace. They said that, you know, she was young and she was overwhelmed and she's growing in the villa and she snapped. She's human. And honestly, like, that's fair enough. She is a human. But I just think it's funny that Ace is still the villain and is still fair game and still the one that we're allowed to clown, roast, and dehumanize. And that's why you start to see the double standard. Who gets to be complicated and forgiven, and who gets memed into oblivion without any nuance allowed. And I think race plays a big part of that, and gendered morality plays a part in that as well. And so does the question at the heart of this whole season. Who gets grace and who gets punished according to the public? Sisterhood as strategy. The girl who cried girl code. Now let's get into the sisterhood. Season 6 gave us something rare. A trio, Serena, Leah, and Jaina, aka PPG, whose friendship felt genuine and built over time and rooted in emotional care. Like they were genuinely like besties.
No, he's sweet. No. Exactly, I'm your girl, so I know you like that toxic shit.
So what about this shit? Huh?
We're real.
Are you? It's even more messy how handsome that man looks. I have to go home and straight to therapy.
And the success of that sisterhood turned into a brand. So in season 7, the girls tried to replicate that magic, but only this time it felt forced. And no one pushed that sisterhood storyline harder than Huda.
I've been thinking all day about yesterday's episode, the scene with all the girls in soul ties, and how it relates to this sisterhood rhetoric. In the moment, Huda believes that the women are coming up to like comfort her as she is breaking down. The women actually go up there because they're worried about Iris, either like physically, emotionally, whatever it may be. Iris is intentionally minimizing the story. She is saying like, oh, we just did this, it was no big deal. And Huda believes they are showing up to comfort her in the name of sisterhood. I think with the exception of Amaya, who I believe has really internalized the sisterhood rhetoric, everyone realizes that Huda has created this like false sense of friendship and intimacy.
By episode 2, she was calling Shelley and Olandria her sisters, declaring ride or die loyalty before any real bonds had even formed. And when Bombshell and Maya kissed Jeremiah, Huda literally called her a bitch within hours, not because of any real betrayal, because bombshells are supposed to do what she did, but because of the performance of loyalty hadn't been affirmed. The second Amaya backed off Jeremiah, Huda flipped. She was hugging her, praising her, calling her my girl. And I don't think that was emotional growth, as everyone's calling it. It was narrative control. And this wasn't a one-off. We saw the same pattern in Casa Amor. Huda's initial connection didn't work out with, you know...
No. You like being dominant.
I do, but I had to help you.
So you were just trying to be dominant, and I'm not someone who likes to be dominated. It was like combative.
So she came back to the villa and coupled up with Chris, who was Shelly's connection at the time. But Huda made sure to frame it like, oh, I'm doing this so we can both get a chance to know him. You know, I'm doing it for you and for me too. And she cloaked a strategic move in sisterhood logic. And Shelly didn't cause any drama. She took it on the chin. But when she got upset about Huda twerking on Ace's face during the heart rate challenge,
Huda took it too far. You're supposed to be my friend. As my girl, that's some crazy shit. I was so disrespectful. Like, I wouldn't do no shit like that.
It's just a challenge.
Really?
No, it's not just a challenge. It's just a challenge.
That looked a little more than just a challenge.
she was the one who was labeled as a mean girl. And let's pause there because this whole situation has divided people. Before all of that happened, Shelly had been the ethereal, non-problematic fan favorite. She was soft-spoken, she was charming, she was unbothered, she was very emotionally contained.
We have so much in common, it's scary. Everything we keep saying, we're like, and then we said something else, we're like,
But the second she let her guard down, showed some, real emotions, reacted to something authentically, she was punished. Huda could cry, isolate people, swear at people, and still get sympathy.
There's more to me than a crash out.
And let's talk about this shot here where Huda has bloody knuckles. She was clearly violent. She'd clearly punched something, but she still gets to have this redemption arc. Whereas Shelly expressed one boundary and the fandom turned on her overnight. Shelly crashed out of the villa without a whisper of grace, and people still hold it against her. And let's be honest here, to the Huda stans, I'm talking to you. If one of your friends twerked on a guy that you were actively seeing, face, chest, whatever, even if they're seeing other people, after weeks of preaching girl code, would you not be upset? And Taylor and Clark even came out and told everyone that Huda twerked on his face, and all the Islanders agreed that she went too far and Shelly's reaction was valid. But the public only listen to what they want to hear, right?
Shut up.
What serves their narrative. The problem isn't just Huda's behavior, it's the selective enforcement of sisterhood. It's the performance of loyalty over actual care for each other. And this is where the cracks start to show in the whole sisterhood trio. And it's the way Black women's emotional expression is policed differently.
One thing that somebody is going to say about a dark-skinned person as soon as they express their grievances is that they're angry or that they need to take a deep breath. And this goes back to my exact point about people weaponizing tears against Olandria and Shelly, two dark-skinned women. And the video was taken down, but it's okay because I screen recorded it before it was taken down because I knew it was going to get taken down because I said it in the comments. So here y'all go.
A grammatical error on Dwight's end because Not Wilden's username is Not Wilden, and he said that I was saying it was not Wilden that I was talking about in my video because people were commenting Dwight's name, Not Wilden's name, different names, and I just mentioned that Not Wilden has me blocked. Dwight took that to say it's not Wilden who I'm talking about in this video. He completely ignored that the word blocked was in there. He didn't read the sentence and then he got mad at me. And then he tagged me. So other people who don't think, come and be mad at me over here too. And then all of you people want me to stop calling misogyny. Oh my God, I'm getting louder. Oh my God, big misogyny. You didn't even read the sentence before you started to send hate. We need to slow down. Take a deep breath.
Now, just so we're all clear, she didn't answer the question, which was, why did you clarify that you were not talking about Widlin, but you didn't clarify that you were not talking about Dwight? And when I asked that in the comments section, it was crickets. And she kept saying, why are you mad? Why are you mad? Trying to make me seem like I was aggressive. And then I said, please don't tell me to take a deep breath because it makes it seem like I'm an aggressive person. Some jokes write themselves, but y'all be safe.
Even in a villa that claims to value girlhood and honesty, we say we want vulnerability and we want sisterhood, but then when women show real emotions, when they drop the act, especially black women, and set a boundary, we villainize them. And girl code, when it's being used like that, because this has happened to me, that's not sisterhood. That's a way to control people to get what you want. And another thing that we need to talk about is the Huda stance, because you guys do Olympic level backflips to defend her awful behavior. But when we're coming for Love Island contestants, we need to remember that there are hours and hours of unseen footage. We're micro-analyzing tiny moments that have been pieced together without full context. Production spends a lot of time putting these storylines together and trying to influence public perception. They have their own agenda that they're working to. They're leading us down specific paths on purpose, especially when it comes to the more polarizing characters on the show. So before we start jumping to conclusions and humiliating people online, let's clock the edit too before we do full character assassinations on TikTok and start leaving hate comments under people's Instagrams. Race, beauty, and the emotional glass ceiling. But here's where it gets harder. Not everyone got to be messy. Not everyone got a redemption arc. Take Shelly and Alondria. Two dark-skinned black women, kind, loyal, calm. Shelly, again, like we said before, was a very ethereal sweetheart until she set a boundary. When Huda twerked on Ace, a man Shelly liked, and Shelly said, "I'm not ready to talk right now," the fandom flipped out on her. Suddenly she wasn't graceful, she was cold, she was mean. And that one moment got her cut out of the edits, got her dragged online, basically lost her fan favor. Meanwhile, Huda, who iced out bombshells, called women bitches, called Jeremiah out of his name, manipulated group dynamics, she cried in the dressing room and she got sympathy for it. She got softness. She got to be a complex human being.
Am I a terrible person? I wouldn't say you're a terrible person. It was a little much.
What, Ryan? What happened?
Alondria, after holding in so much pain from being led on and embarrassed by Taylor, to getting kicked out, brought back in, and having to watch the guy that she was loyal to and thought she'd couple up with showing more affection to a girl he'd known 2 days than he had with her the whole bloody season, snapped during the mailbox challenge.
To Taylor from Alondria, stand on business and stop acting like a little bitch with a smiley face.
Yeah. The night of the challenge, we had a little chat. Told me like, oh yeah, when I went, I wanted to kiss you back out of respect for Clark. First of all, you never spared my feelings throughout this whole entire thing, but now you sparing hers. I don't like that. So if it was always fuck my feelings, it's officially fuck yours. So it's like you're telling me one thing, but you're moving another. I don't know what you're telling Clark, but I know what you're telling me, that you still want to explore both of us, but it does not give that. So for you to throw a whole fucking connection away that you've been building on for 3 to 4 weeks just because shit got hard, you want to jump to the next girl and she don't really know much about what you did previously. That is bullshit. You get what I'm saying? If I was moving like Taylor, Taylor won't fucking be here. When Jalen was here, I reassured this man every motherfucking day and he didn't do shit for me since this girl be here. I have been so motherfucking real with Taylor and I cannot express how fucking angry I've been. I've been holding this shit together. I've been taking shit on the chin every motherfucking day, being dumped left and motherfucking right. Not once did I ever question my worth. What do you need from me? What do you need from this fucking connection? You couldn't say shit. And the girl get in here and give you fucking 3 days of attention and you fucking go? Go ahead, finish reading.
You can tell Alondria is someone who keeps her guard up. She embodies that strong black girl trope that we all know too well. So when she finally snapped, I don't think that was for nothing. That was a real moment from her. You could feel how deep, Taylor's rejection hurt her. She was genuinely hurt. And a lot of us understood that situation. But still, the internet showed its ugly face. It was a reflection of our own personal biases and who we deem to be redeemable in these spaces. It was about who we're ready to forgive. And I think that has everything to do with race, skin tone, beauty standards, and how easily your pain fits into a familiar narrative. Teen Vogue said it best. Huda didn't just fail girl code, she weaponized it. She used sisterhood as a shield and a sword. But Shelly is the one that got punished for feeling what any of us would have felt during that situation. If someone twerked on your man's face and called you cis all week, would you not want to just drag them? You'd be upset too. But Shelly didn't get that grace. She didn't get to have that complexity. She just fell out of fan favor. BuzzFeed's Tasty account posted this tone-deaf joke about Shelly, and the internet clocked it immediately.
What happened was they posted this on Instagram saying what they would make for each girl in the villa, and there was only one that was violent and distasteful. And to no surprise, it was towards Shelly, and they not only suggested giving her a knuckle sandwich, but a white knuckle sandwich. Yeah, you heard that correctly. And after the backlash, they deleted it, reposted it with a different breakfast choice for Shelly, and then tried to apologize. They decided they were now going to give her pancakes and said, "We published the version of this post earlier today that was meant to ruffle some feathers, all in good fun, about a TV show we collectively can't get enough of." We referenced a knuckle sandwich in our slide about Shelly, and though it was meant to be cheeky, it landed with racial undertones that we didn't intend but should have seen coming. Tasty is meant to be a joyful, welcoming space, and this post didn't reflect that. As massive Love Island fans, we took it down, talked it through, and reworked it to be sure the jokes didn't come at anyone's expense. Thank you for helping us do better. The thing is, they also deleted this post. Instead, they posted a story that would only last 24 hours and said, "We recently published the post that was offensive and did not meet Tasty's and BuzzFeed's high level of editorial standards. The post has been removed, and we are taking steps to ensure this does not happen again." Interesting is those people that are calling Shelly and Alandria mean girls, I guarantee if they were in their shoes, they would have reacted a lot worse dealing with you-know-who. Because of that, their character has been ripped to shreds publicly and they don't even know about it, and their family and friends had to turn off comments on their social media for a short period of time because of the racist comments they were receiving. To see the toxicity spreading from a certain fan base to now a huge company is shocking, but to be honest, I guess I shouldn't be that surprised.
The backlash was swift, with people calling out how casual and careless the joke was towards a black woman who'd already been dragged through the mud by fans for just showing emotion. Like, this post was a reminder that mainstream platforms mirror the same biases that we see in fandom spaces. Shelly wasn't just punished in the villa, she was memed into a punchline, like literally like a punchline, by mainstream media. The fact that BuzzFeed's post sparked backlash shows a shift in audience awareness. People are calling out tone-deaf content and demanding more responsible representation. But more importantly, that moment shows how even mainstream media often mirrors the same problematic audience behaviors involved in punishing marginalized voices. But if you want to see just how far the audience's moral policing went this season, look no further than Sierra.
Yay!
A week before the finale, she was removed from the villa. After screenshots from Sierra's Instagram story showed her using anti-Asian slurs. She issued a public apology, claimed that she was young, ignorant, and learning, but by then the internet had already decided that she was irredeemable. People were furious, and rightfully so. I don't play about racism. What she said was not good at all.
I'm East Asian. I got called a C-slur 3 days ago. I watched Sierra Ortega's apology video. Here are my 3 takes. First, people are naming the harms of that slur and doing the same harm right back to her anyway. That C-slur is deeply related to the exclusionist policies, the deportation policies. 2, in those moments, that person's behavior change cannot be our goal. Because if we focus on that person stopping the harm, that person making an apology, that person making a perfect apology, then we put that person in a position to do more harm, not less harm. From that perspective, she handled that apology very well because she took herself out of that position of attention. And 3, if we're going to focus on the behavior change of that person and we can actually compel a person to make that kind of apology, can we please work on that E-slur in Kendrick's lyrics? I do not want to live in a world where I'm not called a C-slur, but somebody else is.
But then people started doxing her family, calling ICE, circulating a fake screenshot of her allegedly doubling down on her slurs, which turned out to be fabricated. But at that point, it kind of didn't matter. By then, the narrative had already locked in, and Sierra wasn't just wrong, she was the villain and a public punching bag. Meanwhile, Austin, who liked MAGA content and reposted memes mocking Kamala Harris and black women, got barely a slap on the wrist.
Sierra, you know exactly what you were doing with that post. You're an ugly, manipulative witch. Austin, you voted for Trump? Bro, Austin, you forgot he's the bad one. He's the bad one. It's okay. I know you didn't know. Oh, you reposted racist stuff of black women? But you got a black woman tatted. Ah, you straight. She not even filled in.
Okay, I'm gonna give this attention only one time because this is like crazy. But are you fucking dumb? Like honestly, are you dumb? Like, do you not think? I have a black woman tatted on my side. Use your head.
Having a black woman tattooed on you doesn't mean you can't be racist. What? You do realize that you can be racist and still fetishize black women, right? This man is ridiculous. I really thought he was going to leave the villa and try to give somewhat of an apology, even if it was half-ass or bullshit like all these fucking apologies are, including Ulysses. But the fact that he's doubling down on it, like we did not see his TikTok page where he was reposting videos specifically targeting black women. But that doesn't matter because you got a black woman tattooed on you. It's given I have a black friend.
Like, no accountability, no nothing. But like Sierra's backlash was really brutal compared to theirs. They're still loved by the public to this day. So again, this wasn't just about what people did. It was about who the audience had already decided was disposable and who they didn't like. She didn't have a strong fan base. She wasn't memeable. A lot of people thought she was insincere and too media trained. So when a scandal hit, people went feral and people were just ready to pounce on her. And look, Sierra deserved to be called out. I really don't want to downplay that. But the way that it played out, like, you know, the fake quotes and all of the doxing and the celebration of her breakdown, I do think that it went beyond justice. I think that it was a fandom using outrage as sport. So ask yourself, if someone gets removed for racism, but the structure that allowed it stays the same, did anything really change? Are you really directing your anger to the right places? Or did we just pick the easiest villain, burn her, and move on? And then there was Amaya Papaya. I love Amaya Papaya. Gratitude.
So feeling a huge weight of gratitude.
And she was adored by the audience for being soft, awkward, and emotionally unfiltered in a way that felt real. TikTok was eating her up, you know? The songs, the memes, the everything.
I never said I was perfect. I never said I didn't have any flaws. But at least I'm pretty. And at least I'm a little funny. And at least I'm my own best friend. You f***ing take me as you motherfucking take me. This is who the f*** I am.
The same vulnerability that got her labeled as too much and too intense in the villa was celebrated outside. She was mocked for catching feelings too fast, for being too touchy-feely too fast by Zach and Ace, while the public was building shrines to her softness on the outside. But Amaya didn't play the game any smarter than Shelley or Landria. She just expressed emotion in a way that the audience found palatable. The Islanders saw her differently because we did. When your softness fits a certain aesthetic, you don't get punished, you get protected. Who gets to crack? So now that we've laid out some of the drama, the girl code, the breakdowns, the boy Mean Girls Alliance, the Hutter and Jeremiah of it all, the audience going full Judge Judy on TikTok.
You're an idiot!
Let us zoom out. If Love Island Season 7 taught us anything, it's this. The villa isn't just watched, it is policed. And TikTok has become the panopticon. If you're unfamiliar with this concept, a panopticon is an old surveillance concept, a circular prison designed so that a guard in the center can see every inmate. The inmates, however, never know when they're being watched, so they start to watch themselves. Now, replace that guard tower with a TikTok algorithm. Replace the prison with a villa, and welcome to Love Island 2025 Season 7. The Islanders weren't just performing for each other or the cameras, they were performing for us, the audience, and they knew it. They knew clips would be chopped up and stitched, sounds would be layered, glances turned into fan cams, eye rolls slowed into villain edits. Every micro expression became data. Every side comment became potential backlash. And every failure to perform growth or accountability got you kicked off the villa. TikTok didn't just reflect the show, it shaped it. It turned the audience into producers, editors, and moral gatekeepers in real time. We weren't reacting to the show, we were steering it. Entire arcs were derailed by viral stitches. Contestants got dumped based on fan theories. Producers literally edited around TikTok discourse. Because when the audience becomes the warden, being real feels dangerous. And of course, you're going to play things strategically. And that's the power of co-surveillance. Islanders monitored each other, we monitored them, and they watched us watching them, adjusting in real time. There was no space for privacy, no space for emotional ambiguity, no space to work out your feelings in private, no space to just be without being judged. This isn't reality TV anymore. This is gamified morality content optimized by an algorithm that rewards rage, performance, and plot twists. And inside that machine, everyone, contestants, and viewers become both subject and enforcer. If all of this is sounding a bit dystopian, it should, because Love Island Season 7 started to feel like the Stanford prison experiment. In 1971, psychologist Philip Zimbardo created a fake prison with randomly assigned guards and prisoners. Within days, the guards, ordinary people, turned authoritarian, even sadistic. They weren't told to be evil, they were just given power and no accountability. And that's exactly what happened on TikTok this season. Ordinary viewers got the power to vote, cancel, punish, and meme people into certain roles, and we ran with it. We became morality cops, emotional executioners, because the structure encouraged us to surveil, categorize, and punish the islanders. We turned islander behavior into ethics debates, and the worst part is that we enjoyed it. We enjoyed every part of it, the memes, the edits, the think pieces.
No. Well, yes.
They were part of the fun. They were part of the gameplay. We stopped being fans and we became enforcers. Zimbardo shut down his experiment because it got too real too fast. But on Love Island, there's no stopping it. The cameras are always running. Because this isn't just a one-off experiment, it's the structure of digital entertainment now. This is how reality TV works. The camera never turns off because we want to catch people in those ugly moments. The audience never logs out and the algorithm never stops rewarding outrage. Conclusion time. This year, the viewers just took it way too far. And I think we really need to think about the way that we engage with reality TV. We turned a show about finding love into a morality machine. And every time someone tried to be real or tried to win, we held them up against the harshest scrutiny every day. Sometimes it was fair, sometimes it was fan fiction, but either way, the think piece to Reddit to meme pipeline became more powerful than the edit. Love Island USA Season 7 will go down as the moment the audience became the villain. The season didn't just show mess, it showed us ourselves and how ugly we can be. We say that we want vulnerability, but only when it's soft, when it's attractive. We say we want realness, but we punish people who stop performing the way we want them to. So next time you see a villa meltdown and want to type in mean girl or emotionally unstable, ask yourself, if you were in the villa under surveillance, surrounded by strangers navigating love, strategy, and survival, how would you be judged? Thanks for watching. If this broke your brain or made you rethink your faves, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the comments.